Hey, what's going on, crypto people? It is your boy D, Crypto Siege, with another day in the life and the crazy life that is the digital asset space. What's going on, guys? Yeah, I said I would get back on here, and here I am. I want to continue this talk. Absolutely. Very interesting article about the central bank digital currencies and this whole Marshall Island thing. I want to continue to dive into that a little bit. And also talk about something that I can't even mention the word because apparently that gets you a strike. I wonder if I can say COVID 19. I don't even know if I can say that. We shall see. When Mother, what's up? What's up? What's up? Black 1130 is in the building. How are you? Good to see you tonight. Looks like Warren Buffett is preparing his shareholders for their departure, I guess, or they're walking away from the company. Guy, I guess, walking into retirement. Looks like. What's good, bro? XRP. Siege, I just saw the segment on The Simpsons that talked about cryptocurrency. I saw that as well. It was very interesting. Legendary, everyone starts to kind of get prepared for that Monday thing. I know it's tough kind of doing that. So I wanted to hop on here and do that. Do a stream before you guys have to start preparing for the Monday morning thing. Had a great time with my daughter and her girlfriend. We went out roller skating, so that was fun. Seems to be on the very, very sharp point. Anybody ever heard of this guy, Ponder John, on Twitter? Anybody heard of this guy, Ponder John? XRP Lighting the Way is in the building. What's good? XRP Lighting the Way, good to see you. Cold beer, that's nice, Derek P. I hear that. I hear that. Yeah, and I got to pick up Ms. Crypto Siege from the airport like at midnight. So it's literally like Tuesday in the morning. Monday night, but it's, Tuesday in the morning. I'll be picking her up. Jared XRP, what's good? How are you, my friend? So, guys, this article here, I find it to be very, very fascinating. I've been checking this dude out on Twitter. Some really interesting stuff. Actually has another article also. Guys, did did Bitcoin go above 10,000 sometime today? If it did, I missed it. The audio stream's current bitrate is lower than a recommended bitrate. It always says that. Bro, XRP says Siege. The XRP bachelor party is over. Yeah, it is, bro. My business partner and mutual mentor and business partner, she was like, "Yeah, you need to take care of that." What's up with this, Ms.? It needs to be Mrs. Yeah. So yeah, absolutely. It said when Mella said yes, it did, and then it fell back. Okay. So the word on the streets is it has to close out no later than the 27th, but apparently the 24th above 10,024. So, that's tomorrow, the 24th. There's a little bit of a window, apparently, no later than the 27th, but it would be more significant if it happened by the close of business. It would be more of an assurance if it did it tomorrow by close of business. Yeah, isn't that interesting? We'll see what's up, Jared XRP, with the DTCC thing. The smarter people are saying that, like Mickey B. Fresh, they're not putting the DTCC and XRP together. Yeah. So have you guys heard of this dude here on Twitter? This Ponder John? Anybody? Let me know if you guys have heard of this dude. Some interesting stuff there. So this article, I don't know if you guys were in the stream earlier today when I was on there for like 30, 35 minutes, but this is a really great read. I thought I was already following this dude. Central bank digital currencies more than a micronation experiment, ? I think I read all of this, and I don't want to read all of it again because it is quite really, it's really long. What happened there? Okay. It was a really great read. I think I did read that part. Did I? Yeah. So he ended it with, I suggest we watch the Republic of the Marshall Islands experiment with a state-backed digital asset in direct competition with United States military liquidity and measure its impact in East Asian markets. Let's see who wins the silent battle in the global war for liquidity control. Wow. Yeah. There's just the parties involved in that seem to be really, really significant. Who's here? When Mullet at Crypto Seas, he's here. Welcome, welcome, welcome him in. Who's here? Ponder is here? No way. Oh, wow. Ponder John is in the stream. Oh, my goodness, brother. It's good to see you here on this stream. Let me change this view. That is crazy. I was just checking you out on Twitter, my friend. And let me change, just give you a shout out for that article, brother. I mean, it was outstanding. And I absolutely loved the way you tied in MoneyGram and PNB PNB Paribas, I think it's called, that bank as well. I gotta tell you, guys, the dude who wrote that article on Medium is in the stream. Let's all welcome Ponder John. I hope I'm saying that right. Welcome him to the channel. And I gotta tell you, I'm excited about getting to know you a little bit better, Ponder John, because I checked out a little bit of your I don't know if it's your second or your latest. I think it's your latest article, Tactics and Strategic Adoption, XRP and Critical Mass Theory. I read it just a teeny tiny bit of that. Really, really excited to go in deeper into that, guys. That was a great read. Yeah, I covered that on my stream earlier today. I was only on for like 35 minutes, so I I went through it quickly. I think that people on the channel would say I went through that article quickly, but the way you tied MoneyGram and again the banks and also the way things are going on right now with RMI, the Marshall Islands, and they're kind of that interesting little. I don't want to say they have a dilemma, but you use the word test and you use the word sandbox. And I kind of feel like that's really kind of taking place. And what we did ponder, just to let you know, in the stream earlier today, if you want to check it out, you can definitely go check it out. We tied in the little gathering with the lawyer from the IMF and Brad Garlinghouse on stage. They were taking questions. I'm sure you probably saw it. They were taking questions. And one of the questions was, would the IMF hold a digital asset? Would the IMF ever consider holding a digital asset? And have you seen that? I'm sure you probably seen that, Ponder. Have you seen that on YouTube or on Twitter somewhere? Have you seen that little 2 or 3 minutes where Brad Garlinghouse is like, he was as giddy as a 14-year-old kid because he knew what a powerful question that was. And then you saw Ross, the way he responded or the lack of response was so crazy to me that it was obvious. And I mentioned that on the stream earlier today, that it's like, yeah, in fact, we're actually testing that. That's what it felt like to me. Because why did he go into this whole lawyer thing and why, understand I'm a lawyer and I have to, he could just do his lawyering thing. But the fact that he had to preface who he was and in the awkward position that he's in, whether it be confidentiality or whatever that might be, I got to tell you, both Brad's and Ross's response to that question was so telling. Ponder says, yes, I'm familiar with that interview. And I think, quite honestly, my friend, that your article literally points to that situation where he was on stage with Garlinghouse. So I think the fact that you point out in your article to pay attention to that is important with the Marshall Islands. Ponder says, yes, it's a big indicator for sure. It shows how much networking is at play. Absolutely. And for you to educate us on the fact that the two SMEs or SMBs, right, money transmitter businesses, are Western Union and MoneyGram, I would have never thought that ever. They would be involved in that. But the fact that MoneyGram is involved in what was or is, or I don't know if they're still doing it, is, in other words, I don't know if the Marshall Islands is still operating that way with the military and all the different things, if they're still involved in that. But the timing of your Medium article is huge, considering how massive MoneyGram, or aggressive MoneyGram, I should say, has been since their relationship, their partnership, strategic or otherwise, with Ripple. Yeah, guys, definitely listen. It's funny too, because I was just talking about you and I was asking, anybody follow this guy on Twitter? Anybody know who Ponder John is? I'm like, guys, I'm telling you, just he got some very interesting insights on some stuff. Definitely. So I did follow you, and hopefully you'll follow me back so we can message, because I read your thing about DMing you. I read that post as well. And I think I responded to that particular post saying, I followed you, let's connect. So hopefully we can do that, my friend, because I just think, wow, interesting timing of it all. Really. Really. Alex Jeet is in the building. So we definitely appreciate you putting that together, Ponder. And we're going to go over this tactics and strategic adoption and critical mass theory as well. So Alex Jeet, I appreciate you being here. John Stoops, what's good with you? John says, thanks so much. Look for some articles coming from CoinDesk this week. Okay, definitely will do that. I try to interact with as many people as I can. Thanks for talking about the article at Crypto Seeds. We'll have to chat soon. Absolutely. I'm looking forward to that, my friend. Absolutely looking forward to that. Yeah, Jared XRP. Jared XRP says, Seeds gets all the important people. Shane Ellis showed up. Ponder John's here. Pretty soon, David Schwartz. Oh, that would be cool. Thanks for saying that, brother. But that would be really, really cool. Guys, let's jump into this article since Ponder is here. Jonathan Vince is in the building. What's good with you, bro? Good to see you. The Spiritual Groove channel is back. What's good with you, man? I haven't seen you in a while. Amsterdam, the Netherlands, in the house again. We appreciate you being here, man. Big time, the Spiritual Groove channel. So, guys, let's go over this tactics and strategic adoption. Yes, I'm telling you, it's just something about it. This is another article, guys. Let me change the view. Tactics and strategic adoption. XRP. There you go. Follow Ponder on Twitter. You want to talk about leveling up your IQ? I've seen a few of his posts now. It is definitely worth following that guy. Focus and simplicity. Once you get there, you can move mountains, says Steve Jobs. And you guys know I always talk about Ripple, and I feel like what they're implementing and acting on is something called the Blue Ocean strategy. And it falls right along with this quote from Steve Jobs. But check this out, guys. I want to explore some mechanisms that have been tied to mass strategic adoption of technology, also known as critical mass network theory, within a global crypto and fiat economy, to perhaps shed an alternative perspective on the power and value of what Ripple may become within that system. It all starts with understanding how banks will use, now ODL, to create value for the entire Ripple network. This concept is based around making complex and archaic systems more efficient. When was this written? Okay, so this was from 2017. Oh, wow. Okay. So this is from 2017. That's why he's got XRapid in there, guys. This concept is based around making complex and archaic systems more efficient for the customers and clients they service. Do you agree that value of a network is positively affected by the number of geopolitical dispersed locations it serves? Yeah, like some people from the G20, right, in their regions, and the number of its users. That's the number one question. If you accept the notion that ideas spread more rapidly when there are dynamic sources for adaptation globally, you may assume that one of the only conceivable avenues for Ripple to truly reach its full potential is to focus on strategic network adoption instead of mass speculative adoption like we are seeing currently with other coins like BTC. Guys, this is from December of 2017. Let me get back on the stream here for just a second. Guys, this is from December of 2017. Dryce, what's good? What's good? Good to see you on the stream, Dryce. What is, you guys having a conversation? What is SD 619? What is that? Let us know what's up. It's good writing, TJ Jassy. Yep. And Ponder says this article was posted 2 days before the parabolic from 13 cents to $3.30. Isn't that interesting? Oh, San Diego. Oh, got it. Oh, you are? Man, I love San Diego, Ponder. Absolutely love San Diego. Harley Cash is in the building. Good to see you. Let me continue with this article. Mass adoption in this sense refers to the general cryptocurrency community as the consumer base, which would have an opinion on Ripple's value. Lend me some of your time to explore a theory as to why Swell, the recent Escrow lockup, and the remaining X-Rapid strategic partnership announcements are actually a massive tactical advantage over any other altcoin project in 2017. If we start to get hyperbolic, I apologize, but the scale of this strategy is truly something to marvel at. So bear with me, guys. Let me ask Ponder something real quick. Ponder, are you familiar with the blue ocean strategy? You familiar with the blue ocean strategy, Ponder? Is Peter Voss in the building? Peter Voss is in the building. What is good, my friend? Good to see you. You are, Ponder John. Excellent, right? I feel like a lot of what Ripple does is it takes away from they get their takeaways from that. I really do. Some, maybe not all. I haven't read the book. I've only read like 10, 15 pages of the book, but it feels that way. It really, really, especially from the first few pages that I read. But let me continue on. What's going on, Peter Voss? Good to see you. Glenford Husson is in the building. Good things come to those who wait, but not to those who wait too late. How about that? Good to see you on the stream, bro. Let me make sure I count up with everybody. Well, good. It's good to know someone from San Diego is in the stream. That is excellent. I love hanging out there. Love the beaches, man. Love the beaches. Let me go over this. Well, he mentioned some of the strategies already, Jonathan Vincent. Let me read it again. So, mass adoption in this sense refers to the general cryptocurrency community, unless you were talking about the blue. Oh, you're talking about blue ocean strategy. Okay, I got you. Mass adoption in this sense refers to the general cryptocurrency community as a consumer base, which would have an opinion on Ripple's value. Lend me some of your time to explore a theory as to why Swell, the recent Escrow lockup, and the remaining X-Rapid strategic partnership announcements are actually a massive tactical advantage over any other altcoin project in 2017. Recently, there has been an intense scrutiny of gains, or the perceived lack of, by the community on many crypto platforms around the web. Absolutely, always concentrating on the price. I would urge those naysayers to consider the global game of chess that is being waged right now. There is a strategic avenue to outmaneuver perceived market leaders like Bitcoin, Litecoin, and Ethereum by exploring existing crypto market caps and how they might be affected by new money entering in 2018. Oh, interesting. Yep. So, yeah, that's falling right along the lines of what's kind of really going on today. When you really consider the fact that, and I read something about, oh, it was on your Twitter feed about the kind of the loaners on Ethereum and the miners and this kind of thing that they kind of got going on right now. Feels like a little inner tiff, if you will. My hypothesis is centered around the sleeping giants of the industries, opening their eyes to the optimization potential of blockchain technology in Q2 and Q3. When companies like Amazon, Uber, Airbnb, and Alibaba look into rapidly maturing world of blockchain technology, how will they judge the current market leaders? Great question. And we already know that the people from Ripple have met with Uber, the people from Uber and Airbnb, because they stated it from stage. I don't know about Amazon so much or Alibaba, but I know Uber and Airbnb. I believe these types of mass volume economic players will look for the same three things that allow them to overtake traditional competitors in their verticals: liquidity, stability, and scalability. This Ponder's a smart dude. Liquidity provides less friction in a globalized economy, which in turn promotes rapid adoption and value for the network. Stability provides pathways for exits and entries from fiat and allows for large volume batch transactions to move quickly and transparently around the world. Finally, scalability allows for the previous two aspects of a successful blockchain technology to compound growth and allow for critical mass market reach to be achieved. For example, if a bank decides to adopt a particular electronic payment technology, this benefits other banks that use the technology. Because banks that already participate can then directly exchange payments with one more institution. Sounds a lot like what RippleNet and RippleNet Home is all about. Moreover, because electronic payments products are technologically intensive, they may be characterized by informational networks, where the value of good increases with more users because user familiar, I can't never say that word, familiar, ITY, lowers cost, familiarity lowers cost. Interesting statement there. Where the value of good increases with more users because user familiarity lowers cost. If present network, like this, John Ponder's got some big words, externalities may give rise to a market failure where the good is under provided. That last line is imperative to understanding the real value of the Ripple package as a whole in the future. This is from December of 2017. I'm just saying. As more banks adapt XRapid, the entire network becomes exponentially more attractive to more institutions who are looking for a stronger indication of the move from traditional fiat through RippleNet. It eventually becomes necessary for businesses, financial institutions, and even governments who would then find a need to acquire access to such features. And that find a need is so important. to a point which ensures that populations have continued access. To ensure that populations have continued access. That is not at any point unprovided for fear of market capitulation. That right there was the basis for all my personal research into this project and why Ripple technologies are so impressive. X-rapid liquidity costs are going to become very attractive at high volumes, which is something that will be talked about over the next 12 months as various systems across every major financial sector are tested within it. I'm especially excited to see what happens with Qualix and the U.S.-Mexican cross-border payments in 2018. I bet you're really, really excited now, Ponder. What the this, guys? Are you guys catching? Are you guys getting this? Are you guys? Am I up on my? I'm up on the stream. Am I up on the chat? Are you guys getting this? Guys, if you're not following Ponder on Twitter, I suggest you go do that right away. He probably had to leave. But think about that. Ralph Crandon is in the building. What's good with you? Siege, I'm late. Palm Beach in the house. Good to see you, my friend. There's a lot of research behind that article. Siege, I'm late. Beach house. And what does that say? Palm Beach in the house. Wow. Pound the likes and subscribe. Yeah, guys, 47 people on the stream and 25 likes. If you didn't get a chance to smash a like on the way in, just collapse the chat real quick. Go smash that like. We're trying to continue our consecutive stream streak where we have just as many likes as we have viewers in the streams. It's been a cool thing to see. YouTube loves it. This channel loves it. And it's all because of you guys making that happen. So I definitely appreciate that. Ponder says, haha, yeah. Right? Yeah, he's still here. Thank you, Winwiller. Yeah, interesting, right? Are you guys catching that? I'm especially excited to see what happens with Qualix and the United States-Mexican cross-border payments in 2018. Increased liquidity means less barriers to entry for new onboarding institutions, which promotes more rapid growth for the entire network. With this critical mass approach, Ripple will obtain a rapid adoption rate, even more so than BTC in respect to application and utility-based integration around the globe. Ponder, I think Daniel Vogel would have to agree with you from Bitso. I think he would have to agree with you. I think he would have to agree with you. They now have a utility-based business, not a speculative one. In fact, the positive public opinion for XRP will only reveal itself when consumers come to depend on the features of its platform. Before then, it's pure speculation as to why it is better or worse than any other crypto-based offering. Ponder, I don't know if you know this, but I don't get on Twitter that much. But when I do, and when I tweet, I always tweet two things. Let me go back here first. I always tweet two things. Guys, Ponder is laying it down. This isn't, again, December 11th of 2017. Where's this? Change this view. Ponder, I always tweet two things. I may do a word or two. Rarely do I even do a sentence on Twitter. Rarely. A word or two. That's it. But the two things that I hashtag, Ponder, are real use case, and the thing that we like to say on this channel, the champ is here. The champ is here. So I always hashtag real use case, and then I always hashtag the champ is here, and that's XRP. That's kind of one of the things for the channel we say that the champ is here. So I got to tell you, for you to have the insight, I guess that would be foresight. Put that down on pen and paper or put it on computer and get it out to the world before the parabolic run for XRP, guys. Guys, he put this down. He put that article down before. Yep, that's it right there. He says, I love it. Hashtag real use case. Hashtag the champ is here. Absolutely. Guys, he put this down before the parabolic run. It's December 11th, 2017. Guys, if you're not following this Ponder guy, you're making a huge mistake. Go follow that guy on Twitter. What's this thing at? It's at PonderJaunt on Twitter. And Ponder, by the way, we have 3 things that we talk about on this channel. Number 1 is level up your XRP IQ. Number 2 is level up your digital asset space IQ, because this is a new asset class. So it's important to level up your IQ in the entire space. And number 3 is level up your financial IQ. We have a saying on this channel. We say, don't tell me about your exit strategy. Tell me about your wealth strategy. And just to let you know, Ponder, we do have Wealth Wednesdays every Wednesday at 7 p.m. Eastern, where we talk and discuss and learn together about generational wealth strategies. But let me get back to this article, because I got to tell you, Danny Loft, what's good with you, brother? Good to see you on the stream. Danny Loft says, at Crypto Siege, we can talk about MoneyGram or IMF or central banks, but the ground will rumble if we get the FX market. Absolutely. I agree. That moves trillions a day in volume. Absolutely. Jonathan Vincent, yes, it is. Jonathan Vincent laying down the blue ocean strategy. Blue ocean strategy is the simultaneous pursuit of differentiation, another big word, and low cost to open a new market space and create new demand. And the strategy, that's the definition of it. It's a strategy, and kind of, Ponder said he's familiar, but a lot of it is, look, you've heard, Bro XRP, TJ Jackson, and Wayne Mellor, you heard me say this before. Ripple, the ginormous entity that is Ripple, if they wanted to, they could get into the payments business. If they wanted to be a money transmitter in the payments business and get into different areas and do that, they could do it. They own the technology. It's theirs. You got to get the genius behind creating the IOP and gifting it to the W3C. You got to get the genius behind that move. And that's talked about in the Blue Ocean strategy. It's about making you better, right? How long do you take how long do you think it would take before they would do away with the with the likes of Western Union, MoneyGram, or any other kind of small, medium SMEs that's in that space? How long do you think it would take? And I'm going to take my technology and just go wipe the floor with each and every single one of you. They could have done that, but they didn't. And they didn't. And that, my friend, is a blue ocean strategy. That's a blue ocean strategy. 1000% blue ocean strategy. 58 people in the stream, 38 likes. Guys, do me a favor, collapse the chat, go smash the like if you join and hang out, then come back and hang out in the chat. We're going to go over this. PonderJaunt is in the stream, guy, and this is the author of both of these articles. The Central Bank Digital Currencies, More Than a Micronation, with a question mark, and Tactics in Strategic Adoption, XRP and Critical Mass Theory, written in December 11th of 2017. You guys are like less than a year. Bro, XRP is like 12 months. XRP Labs, yeah, it take about 3 months, maybe 6 months. Right. But when Mullet, you're right. That's not their business. They help people solve their problem. Exactly. But that was a strategic decision. That was a strategic decision to do that, because they could have. They had the technology. They could have went in that direction if they wanted to. But the move that they made and what they're doing is actually more appealing. You're more attractive this way. And that's what they're doing. They're becoming more attractive. by doing it this way, getting more people on their side, if you will. But let me continue with this article. Let's see. Change this view. All right, so here we are. In fact, the positive public opinion for XRP will only reveal itself when consumers come to depend on the features of its platform. I need to get my microphone. I need to hook up my mic. I got my new microphone in. I need to just get it out the box so I can just drop it right now. Before then, it's pure speculation as to why it is better or worse than any other crypto-based offering. However, I do believe the key to Ripple's long-term success will be traditional financial institutions leveraging the technology to increase effectiveness of their individual platforms. Are you sure this article? What the? Are you guys hearing what I'm saying? December 11, 2017. I'm just saying. Because Ripple is the only coin where central banks have any inkling of FOMO, fear of missing out, especially due to the escrow capped disbursements. Banks will continue to watch what the Ripple platform can do, and the more they see the benefits of it, the harder it will be to ignore the glaring issues with current solutions and crypto competitors. The recent SKP Escrow was massively important towards this end and is a topic that actually revolutionized modern capitalism. But I'll save that rant for another day. It is also worth mentioning that Ripple's FinTech Summit, Swell, was positioned as to complement its traditional rival Swift's Cybos keynotes, specifically with how Ripple could approach the same problems much more effectively and at a lower cost and increased transparency. Ripple is, in fact, genius in motion, but I don't have to tell you guys that. You know it. This was designed to attract adoption interest at the highest tier of economic liquidity on the planet, the banking conglomeration. These tactics are not to alienate the masses of Ripple hodlers. In fact, I believe the bank parlays are an interesting invitation into the world of volume, liquid asset transfers, of which TechCrunch founder Michael Arrington and his 100 million USD XRP exclusive crypto hedge fund will undoubtedly take advantage of. Current holders will essentially have bought into the global high-stakes poker tables of Nostro account consolidation with a royal flush. The aforementioned link is basically 50 tips on how not to lose $1 billion in the maze of global monetary hegemony, of which a select few will find great humor and others will find great confusion. Ultimately, while the romantic ideas of some of the more ardent voices in the cryptocurrency community suggest that centralized projects are antagonistic to the growth of real decentralized coins, I would suggest a moment to consider the following. In order for an economically decentralized future to even become possible, there has to be a massive campaign to educate the public consumer base to the benefits of that decentralized system. Not to mention that Ripple in their clear roadmap promotes a more pure interpretation of transparency and decentralization that Bitcoin's rapidly centralizing core development team, which is trying to maintain the coin's value as it is bastardized the original intended use. That's what I heard a long time ago from the modern investor. Exactly those words. Exactly those words. Bitcoin, a digital asset, has gained, and shout out to the modern investor that continues to do his thing. Bitcoin, a digital asset, has gained ever increasing public clout as futures are listed and the short is held at bay. Bitcoin is becoming that intrusive vehicle that the masses need to learn. CME, CF Bitcoin reference rate, is basically a torch to light the way for an entire older generation that needs traditional economic validation before jumping into a new market. Essentially, Bitcoin is educating the masses on the fundamental aspects of blockchain technology. And while it provides great speculative value short term, is there any evidence of an initial technology offering maintaining its dominance in a rapidly growing, technologically competitive marketplace? Meanwhile, Ripple is going after the same entities that have time and time again created fundamental change globally through pure economic methodology. In order to increase overall adaptation, banks rely on actual equations to determine the profitability and risk of introducing new electronic payment systems across their network. If Ripple leverages the profitability of blockchain adaptation at the global banking level, they can take on the speculative mass adoption strategies of the Bitcoin campaign by simply outmaneuvering most of their competition with a highly profitable technology that solves liquidity problems much of the masses were completely unaware of, thus obtaining critical mass and becoming the catalyst of global crypto adaptation. Just like the same banks ushered in global adoption of the ATM and other electronic payment technologies in the past. Currently, Ripple is listed as a result number 5 on the front page of Google with their pitch for cost cutting within global interbank settlement systems. When you consider how much noise in the general crypto environment, it's kind of easy to forget the trillions of dollars in existing infrastructure that is looking for the last bit of grease for an old machine as it's disassembled and rejuvenated for the future economy. That is much more interconnected and much more rapid. To me, it's intriguing to even have the opportunity to hold an asset that most central banks and world governments will want to buy soon to ensure a smooth transition of funds that are moving across their geopolitical system. And by the way, Ponder, if you're still here, just to let you know, we have the $64 trillion question that no one has been able to answer yet on this channel. We have that question, and that is, how is it that you and I, are able to hold this asset? How was it possible that the greatest digital asset ever created, and soon the world will echo those words? How is it that we're able to hold this asset? To me, it's intriguing to even have an opportunity to hold an asset that most central banks and world governments will want to buy soon to ensure a smooth transition of funds that are moving across their geopolitical systems. More dependence means more value for the entire network, which will promote an age of economic spurred globalism and promote rapid technology advances in the world's developing nations. I'm gonna have to put this article on my Twitter page. Unbelievable. When this centralized adoption strategy is proven to be more effective and efficient, the market will embrace the new technology laden with incentives to ease the burden and risk onboarding into the system. To ease the burden and risk of onboarding into the system, knowing that any new partner exponentially increases the value. The network effect, guys, increases the value of the asset across the entire network over time. India is leading the charge in the realm of state-sponsored transition to digital assets. And it makes a lot of sense why there is a Ripple office in Mumbai. It sure does. There remains a clear difference in the strategy and the effective approach of these varying crypto coins and their penetration into the global economy. Recent wait a minute, what am I reading here? Ripple's recent escrow has proven their ability to do exactly what their entire project is based around: a flawless execution of a $15 billion transfer of 55 billion XRP into escrow accounts, which will control the liquidation of the remaining XRP over the life of the ledger. I believe those with the foresight into holding these specific encrypted keys to a new digital kingdom of rapid asset transfers will be the same people that benefit from a system that requires access to mass liquidity. The more liquidity the market enjoys, the more it will come to depend on it for growth. And 2018 will be a big year for organized finance in almost every sector in the world. Thanks for the read. I got to tell you what, Ponder, that's some of the most beautifully written information about XRP and the ginormous entity that is Ripple that I've seen in a long time. And I read a lot. I read a ton. That is some good stuff right there, brother. I appreciate you sharing that with the community. I really, really do appreciate you taking the time to write that out. That was some great stuff, guys. Guys, make sure you give Ponder a shout out. I don't know if he's still here or not, if he had to go, but that was some great stuff. Paul Bogle is in the building. What's good with you, Paul? Have improved ETC. Yes, without question. Without question. That is exactly right. The same way we don't know how the HTTP got how it's used or why it's used, we just go to the internet and use it. Thank you so much for the $5 super chat, Danny. I appreciate that. GXRP is in the building. Sold lots of alts for XRP. I hear you, GXRP. I hear you, bro. Guys, if you didn't know, the article that I covered earlier today was Central Bank Digital Currencies More Than a Micronation Experiment, ? And I covered it for like 30, 35 minutes. He had mentioned his Twitter, Ponder mentioned his Twitter account, so I went to go check it out after reading the article. You know, I'm trying not to get in trouble with my teenage daughter. You know, we're supposed to be roller skating every now and then. I'm roller skating, but most of the time I'm trying to read this article and check out Ponder's Twitter page, right? And I tell you, I went to that Twitter page. I'm like, man, yeah, this is something. So I followed the dude, and I hoped that he would follow me back. And here you go. I get home, set up the stream, and the dude shows up in the stream. Ponder showed up in the stream. It's good stuff, guys. Good stuff. Newell Jordan is in the building. Good to see you, Newell. Good to see you, my friend. Bro, XRP says, Siege, thanks for the mic drop tonight via Ponder's article. Absolutely, bro. Thank Ponder. I got to tell you, that was some good stuff. Ponder says, yes, thanks so much. That just made my year. Well, thank you, man. Yeah, that's outstanding stuff. You know, make sure you keep checking into the channel. I hope you get a chance to check in on Wealth Wednesdays, Generational Wealth Strategies, every Wednesday at 7 p.m. Eastern Time as well. But I got to tell you, I definitely love and appreciate your background. Your writing skills are on point, my friend. It's good stuff. Make sure. Yeah, when Mother said, yeah, that's Mickey B. Fresh level. That's exactly right. I'm looking forward to connecting with you offline, Ponder, without question. Maybe we'll get a chance to have you even call into the show. That would be outstanding. XRP Lava, is that, are you joking there, or is that true about the dementia, brother, my friend? Crypto Siege. Holly Cass says, Crypto Siege, if the Simpsons are putting blockchain out there, then that's big. Tell me about it. Tell me about it. Raymond Scott, what's good with you, bro? Absolutely, Ponder. We're going to connect. I'm going to DM you before I go to bed tonight, and we'll definitely connect. You're on the West Coast, so I know I got some time, but I definitely want to do that. Bro XRP says, Siege, Wealth Wednesday with Ponder. Yeah. We're going to see. We're going to make it happen, man. We're going to talk offline for sure. But that would be really, really cool. Raymond Scott is in the building. 1-1 is here. What's up, 1-1? Good to see you. Make sure I caught everybody coming in. XR Free Me is in the building. What's up with you, XR Free Me? Building a shed and listen to a deep dive of goodness. XR Free. How about that? I appreciate you being here, my friend. Yeah, those are great reads right there. I got to tell you. Those were some really, really good reads. Did I catch everybody coming in? I think I did. Great question, says Ponders. That's a $64 trillion question, right? Great question, says Ponder. You have to go back to the gold mining days for the answer. Whoa, really? Specifically, the economic crisis of 1837. Are you trying to answer our $64 trillion question, Ponder? Hold on a second. Guys, Ponder is trying to answer our $64 trillion question. I'm glad I went back through the chat here. He says, great question. You have to go back to the gold mining days for the answer. Specifically, the economic crisis. Let me write this down. And the Jacksonian response. Man, that's some good stuff. Let me ask you another question now, Ponder. Have you read The Confessions of an Economic Hitman? Have you read that book? Specifically, Jacksonian. I'm gonna look into that. I haven't heard of. I'm gonna look into that one because I got to tell you that's been something that I've been pondering for a while now. Ponder. It's a $64 trillion question. How is it that we're able to hold the greatest digital asset ever created? Sam_Beckett has an answer. I believe he has an answer as well. He says at Crypto Siege, it has to be an asset within a free market. Helps with the market manipulation. For that same reason, XRP could not be a private blockchain like Quorum. It's a good point. Aaron M had an answer to the $64 trillion question. I'm glad I saw that. Aaron M says Crypto Siege because you can't have a truly open, neutral protocol if it's private. Got it. Those are great answers right there. Those are great answers. Buggy Whip Business. John Stoop says, you guys remember when the BlackBerry phone was the must-have? Where is it now? XRP is the right choice. Absolutely. All right, so let me see. Oh, really? Ponder says, Crypto Seas, haha. Yes, the hint I'll give you is that the banks did ICOs back in the 1830s. Okay. The banks did ICOs back in the... I'm going to look this up. Back in the 1830s. Very cool. Man, that was some good stuff right there. I appreciate that without question, Ponder. John Stoop says, Siege never sleeps. Yeah, that's the truth, man. Jared XRP says, I'm about to read that article again. Yeah. Do you want me to put the link in the thing? Let me put the... I don't know. Sometimes with mediums, like, I don't know. Like, you go try to do something, and you get on there, I don't know. You can go to his Twitter page, too, Jared XRP. He has it on his feed as well. Jack 17. Oh wow, there's Jack 17. Hey Jack, what's going on, bro? Good to see you. Hello, Siege One Moon. Soon enough, my friend. Soon enough. Brock RP says, Siege CIA jackals. Yeah. Hey, I read it, man. Listen, I read the Confessions of an Economic Hitman, both of them, and I listen. That's a real world. That is a real world. One Mother, thank you for putting Ponder's Twitter thing on there, Twitter page on there. I appreciate that, brother. You're always contributing to the channel, man. All the mods do such a great job. I'm so appreciative. Just it says Chet space R. It takes time to build liquidity in the system organically. The SDR didn't work simply because it wasn't used. One says the real. Danny Law says most don't invest in anything but the 401k at work. That's exactly right, brother. That is exactly right. And because again, it's just a conditioning thing. You know, it's a conditioning thing. That old money thing that we like to talk about, right? Got it, man. So yeah, I got to tell you, that was and again, I was thinking earlier today about that statement that Powell said about, you know, if we have to embrace this technology, or it's going to adapt and innovate, it's going to innovate around us. I remember when he said that. You know, I remember when he said that, and I believe in my heart of hearts that at one time they thought of in typical, you know, economic hitman fashion. They thought, well, we'll just strong arm it. We'll just, you know, employ one of our strategies that we're so accustomed to doing. And it wasn't, and what they missed was it wasn't the Bitcoin and the movement behind Bitcoin. It was the technology, the underlying technology that they couldn't stop. Because better and more advanced technologies were created, spawned off of the Bitcoin technology. And that's the thing that they couldn't stop. And I'm thoroughly convinced that they sat at a table like they like to do with some, with some military people, with some people that no one knows who they are, with some people in some suits. Right, with some people in some suits, and they say, look, can we strong? This is just me. This is just my opinion. Hey, look, can we go to page 22 of the economic hitman theory and strategy and just employ that one? Can that work? I'm thoroughly convinced they thought of every single way possible how they can shut this thing down. Now, some people believe in, the other side is this came from the NSA anyway, and I would not, if we found out and discovered that, I wouldn't be surprised at all, at all. But I just believe that when they realized that they couldn't stop this technology, they decided to embrace it. Because again, and once they made a decision to embrace the technology, they said, okay, who is our guy? Who's on our side? Who is more aligned with working together with us versus as working against us? Because I've been saying this, I don't know how long now, 3-4 months now, this kind of gut feeling that I get that it seems to be this concerted, effort to dethrone BTC. I feel it in my heart of hearts. This climate change and energy. Why is Christine Lagarde talking about the energy that from mining Bitcoin? Why is Madame Lagarde like she doesn't have more important things to think about? The former head of the IMF, now the head of the ECB, and she's talking about the energy from mining Bitcoin. You know what I mean? Feels like it. It feels like they want to dethrone it and they want to put out to the masses their choice, their winner, their choice, the one they've picked, the one that's been working with the governments and what is it, the SEC regulators from the beginning, essentially from the beginning. I mean, after they got the doors kicked in, they said, okay, yeah, well, let's do some things together. But right, so essentially from the beginning, right? Right? And I'll never forget Bob Way when Bob Way said this about Chris Larson. He said, don't get it twisted. Don't be fooled." At one point in his life, Chris Larson was very much kind of like the people from the movie from Bitcoin. And then after, you get beat up a little bit, you get some bruises, you take some body blows, and you start to sit down and think, maybe that's not the smartest way. Maybe that's not the way to bring about mass adoption. Maybe there's a smarter way. Let's see if we can't work together. I remember Bob Way pointing that fact out. But that's where we are now. Thank God he's gone through that. Did I miss a super chat? Because I know, yes, Ponder, definitely. I'm going to DM you tonight, my friend. I saw that, Win Mullet. Ponder answers your question why we're able to own XRP up in the chat. All righty. See ya all next week, which is tomorrow, Monday. Peace in the Middle East. All right, Harley Cass, be good, bro. That's really kind of my take on that whole situation there. I really do believe that. Bro, XRP Siege, clear my throat. The champ is here. Absolutely. That's without question, right? Somebody said, yes, sir, Bitcoin. Oh, Jonathan Vincent said, yes, sir, Bitcoin is finished. It just feels like they are making a concentrated, concerted effort to dethrone it. And, look, I'm convinced, this whole China thing and like the Donald has an answer. The dude said he's going to, you think people are going to let him forget that he said he was going to get rid of this debt? You think they're going to let him forget that? You think his opponents and all that kind of political crap that kind of goes on from both sides, you think the other side is going to let him forget that he made that bold statement he was going to get rid of the debt? Not a chance. He has a plan. Jonathan Vincent says that Crypto Steve Mnuchin said Bitcoin will be dead in 4 to 5 years. How about that? I didn't know he made that statement. Not the debt, the deficit. Right. You said the deficit. Right. Yep. The deficit. Yep. Thanks, Will Mullet. Grad Barlinghouse is in the building. Good to see you, Grad. In it to win it. That's right. So, guys, Barnaby Stainer is in. What's going on, Barnaby Stainer? Good to see you. We could see a change in a crypto sort of way, said Matt Magard. Absolutely. Solo, Kava. Can't wait to get some Solo. I got snatched up a teeny weeny bit of some Kava the other day. But guys, let me ask you this question before I move on, before I get off this channel. What is going on with Spring and ETH working together? Like, what do you think is going to come out of that? Brooks up here says, see, fat lady is singing. Put a fork in them. Kick it in the grandstand. Kick it in the grandstands. That's funny. Yeah, and that's my thing. So dethroning it doesn't mean getting rid of it. It doesn't mean putting it in the grave, Black 1130. It's just, I feel as though they're wanting to have, what is that word I want to say? Start talking about the digital asset space, instead of mentioning Bitcoin first, they want the masses to start thinking Ripple and XRP. That's what I believe they want. That's what I mean by dethroning. And the people building Bitcoin mining in Texas, they don't know that plan. They don't know that yet. You know what I mean? But what do you guys think is gonna? What is that with Spring working with ETH? What do you think is going to happen with that? I'm thinking, whoa! It just seems like the timing of that is very interesting to me because I just saw on Ponder's tweet feed. Let me find it for you. Hold on a second. I saw something about Ethereum miners should identify all flash loan contracts, scan the mempool for flash loan transactions, and replace attacker addresses with their own if there are profits worthwhile. What's up? Okay. Flash loan attackers will soon have to cut deals with miners or become miners. Now, this is on Ponder John's wall. It's not him. As someone who's named Eric Wall is right, or become miners. And then I'm hearing about this. This is from February 20th. And now I'm hearing about this. This seems like a little bit of a tiff to me. Feels like a little bit of a tiff, guys. 76 people on the stream, 57 likes. If you didn't get a chance to smash a like on the way in, do me a favor. Just collapse the chat real quick. Go smash a like and then come back and hang out. I'm trying to find a $2 super chat. Yes, ETH has the smart contracts down, don't they? They do. They're good at it. Yes, Raymond Scott. Vitalik was, I don't know if he was at Ripple or he was very close with a lot of people at Ripple sleeping on the couches of Ripple employees. And I think it might have been Ethan Beard. Jack 17 says the mining in Texas is a counterattack against the Chinese mining. Yeah, okay, that makes sense. M Mort 222 says thanks. Good to see you, M Mort 222. Like, what do you think is going to happen? They're talking about Spring working with Ethereum and the ILP, and that's the most important part. They're talking about how they can make it work via the ILP. That's some bullish news for both camps. For both camps. Like, I'm feeling like, man, if ETH is going to eventually go on an ILP of some sort or on a ledger, I don't know which one it's going to be. I wouldn't mind owning some more ETH because it's only going to get better. That's right, XRP Lava. The negatives are the negatives. Now, listen, these big people coming in Texas, you know, they got the money. They can withstand $10,000, cost to mine a Bitcoin, all that kind of stuff. But if the powers that be are going to point out the flaws, don't you think the timing? Think about this. That blockchain thing, was it the blockchain thing that David Schwartz just spoke at? He was just there a couple of days ago. What is that called? I forget the name of it. Now, this dude could have come in there and spoke about anything. Why was he speaking about the flaws in the Bitcoin mining camp? Why was he pointing out the flaws in that system? Why wasn't he talking about the interledger protocol? Or why wasn't he talking about putting everything on the ledger? Why was he pointing out the flaws in the mining of BTC? Incentives, the best incentive is no incentive. He's known this for a long time. Did they give him a topic and subject to talk about? To me, it just seems a little interesting. The timing of that is very, very interesting to me. Handle's in the building. Appreciate you being here, Handle. Just going to say hi. Your live feed popped up. Thank you, Brian. I appreciate you being here, Hamlet. Good to see you. All right, guys, listen. I just think that ETH thing with being working with Spring via that ILP, Bro XRP says, Siege, it's because Schwartz is Satoshi. Stanford, the Stanford blockchain thing. Thank you, Bro XRP. I appreciate that. Yep. You know what I mean? I just think the timing of it is interesting. The timing of that, pointing that out, interesting. Interesting. A concerted, concentrated, concerted effort to dethrone BTC. Listen, for every Google there's a Yahoo. And so that's cool. I don't know if BTC is going to meet its demise, but the dethroning, that scenario is going to happen. It is going to happen. And mess around and you get the people, you get the camp from Ethereum praising and the ILP and working with Spring. Wait until that starts happening. Wait until that starts happening. Yeah, I can imagine that, bro, XRP. Imagine if BTC was intentionally made with the limitations we see today in order for Ripple's XRP to be the chosen one. I can see that. I can see that because here's the thing: we can't control kind of all of the right because we're like what is that? My mentor used to say to me, right? I didn't set up the setup, and so we can't control the setup, but we can certainly leverage it. We can certainly take advantage of it, right? They decided to create this new. If they decided to create this new asset class, how can we now best benefit from it? Because it is a new asset class, and it is here to stay. I believe that is true, Sam underscore Beckett. I believe that is true. See, it says, isn't ETH the first blockchain used in IBM's Hyperledger projects? I believe that is true. There's over a dozen projects in Hyperledger. Yeah. It's a fascinating move from the Vitalik's camp to begin working with Spring. That's a very, very fascinating move. We know that they're looking to move from proof of work to proof of stake, and maybe they need some help in doing it. Maybe they need some help to do it. Maybe that's it. What's the next vertical going to be for Ripple, you mean, TJ Jackson? I don't know. I know they're really excited about that DeFi space, but Spring is more so into that. So I don't know what Ripple's going to kind of do as a company, but I'm excited to see it. I'm excited to see it. Dano's in the building. At least 30 to 40 projects will do great in the next 2 years. Got to get in the best you can afford. That's exactly right. Get 30 to 40. That's about right. I would agree with that, Dano. But for the next 2 years. And then when we start getting into 5 years and 10 years, they're going to just start dwindling down. So, and that ETH Denver article, did they not talk about working together? So Dan Pena is saying BTC is going to zero very, very quickly. You got to pay attention to guys like that because they get they kind of can get in the know, right? Real quick because they're so super freaking wealthy. So was that article? Did I read that article right? Did you guys read that article wrong? Were they not talking about working together? I saw. I didn't listen to it, but I know the digital asset investor was going to play. I think he played the video of Dan Pena talking about something. I didn't watch it, but Clifton Husser says, cryptocurrency gives us the opportunity to make our own money. Dollar sends us to prison if we try to. That's right. What a superb opportunity is crypto. Wow. All right, guys, listen, I'm going to wrap up this stream. It's been a great hangout. Again, shout out to Ponder John for dropping in the stream from Twitter. Some really great reads. Again, I definitely recommend you go check that guy out on Twitter. It's at Ponder John. Without question, go check him out. Really, really great stuff. That was absolutely great read. XRP Gals, good to see you in the stream. All right, guys, listen, I'm going to wrap this up. Again, it was absolutely a great time to hang out with you guys. I appreciate you guys hanging out with me on a Sunday night. Listen, I'm going to let you guys go. I know you got a lot of you got to get ready to start your week. But I want to end this stream like I do all my streams and remind you of this. And that is, old money doesn't want you to win. They don't want us to win. They would rather us remain a cog in their perpetual wheel of trading our time for dollars. They don't want us to play in the same playground that they play in, but we allow our money to work for us. This is our chance to win, guys. The digital asset space is our chance to win. We are in the midst of the greatest transfer of wealth in the history of man. Are you participating? Or are you standing on the sidelines? Here's what I do know. That the battle for you has already been fought. And the victory is yours. Go get it. I'll talk to you soon, guys. See ya. Bye. Danny Law, thanks for the $2 super chat, brother.